But let's talk about the final episode of Season 3 of The Boys. Probably don't need to say this, but spoilers ahead, so click that like button and come back later. It's probably the most awesome episode of The Boys yet. The fights in this episode were amazing. Butcher versus Soldier Boy, Homelander versus Maeve, and we even got a fight between Homelander and Butcher versus Soldier Boy. Seeing Butcher and Homelander team up was something I was not expecting to see in this show. So I did have some problems with this episode, to be honest. Like, personally, I think the boys being divided in the first half of this episode would have been all avoided if they had just decided to lure Homelander away in an open field and just fight him there instead of ambushing him in Vought Tower. I know they needed to go to Vought Tower in order to unalive Noir, but it just makes more sense to me to just get Homelander out of the way before they fulfill their promise with Soldier Boy to unalive Noir. Nobody at Vought Tower will be hurt, and Homelander would probably want Ryan to be at the tower still, because he wouldn't want Ryan to get hurt if something were to accidentally hurt Ryan. Speaking of Ryan, I am terrified of this kid now. That little grin on his face at the end of the episode gave me nightmares when I saw this episode. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have a Brightburn situation for Season 4. I have 3 favorite moments from this episode. The first being when Kimiko is listening to some music while unaliving some Vought soldiers. This scene was weirdly wholesome and awesome at the same time. I hope we can get more Kimiko scenes like this in Season 4. My second favorite scene is when Annie gets a power boost and she uses her new power against Soldier Boy. That scene was so awesome, and I hope that we can see Annie fly again in Season 4 to help take down Homelander. And my final favorite scene is when Homelander unalives that one dude at that rally and everybody cheers for him. Firstly, seeing Todd being the one to cheer for Homelander first just creeps me the hell out. Monique needs to leave this dude as soon as possible. Secondly, now that Homelander didn't hold back on somebody and people applauded him for it, this means he's not going to hold back anymore. From what I remember in the comments, it looks like that he's now going to try to take over the whole world now. And Ryan's going to start acting like a normal soup terrifies me. Like I mentioned before, that smile gave me nightmares. I hope Butcher and the boys can convince him that Homelander is a bad dude, and he'll immediately ditch Homelander and be with Butcher and everybody else again. I give this episode an 8.9 out of 10, giving it a B+. Anyway, that's the review. Go down to those comments and tell me what you thought of this season. Share this video with all your friends, and click that like and follow button to keep up to date with all my latest content. See ya!